everyone, welcome to another Finally Friday. This week I'm going to be making a card using some American Crafts cardstock. So this is just a light pink paper from their spring cardstock collection. And I'm starting out by inking up a stamp from Hero Arts with the Versamark ink and then putting the card right on top. And then I have a piece of scratch paper that I'm folding over the top, and that's just so that when I press the card stock into the stamp that I don't get the ink all over my fingers or anything like that, just in case there's the stamp hanging off the edge. And then I'm applying some embossing powder. This is also from American Crafts. This is their red metallic color, and it's not so much red as it is kind of like a wine burgundy color, and it's really, really pretty. And especially with this stamp, I thought it would look pretty classy, pretty elegant. So I thought it'd be kind of nice on this. So I'm just shaking off the excess, and then I put, bent that piece of scratch paper and pulled it back into the container. I'm just heating it up with a heat tool just until it melts. And then the next thing I'm going to do is, I noticed that there was some space and like at the bottom of that tree, and I didn't quite like how it ended up right at the bottom of the card. So I decided I would just add a little bit of a darker color of cardstock. And this red color, this darker red color, is from the American Crafts Valentine collection from their cardstock. So two different cardstock collections, but these colors work really well, especially with that red metallic color. So I just punched a little scallop edge with the Fiskars punch, and then just adhering it to the bottom of the card, just to cover up that little space that I thought looked a bit awkward. Now I've got some chipboard pieces, and the brackets and the U are from Maya Road, from some chipboard collection they have. And this little heart one, I think it's from Stampin' Up. It's just been hanging out in my supplies. But I'm just cutting off the little nubby edges, it's just so it has a more finished look. And for the interior section, it's you could use this Basic Grade Precision Filing Set. It has some really great files in there to get the interior shapes and edges from letters or things like this. And I'm using Tombow Mono Multi-Glue to adhere it to the paper, and I'm just spreading it around with the chiseled edge, and then I'm pressing it onto the non-textured side of this paper so that when I cut it out and clean up the edges, the textured side will be showing on top. And I'll set that aside while I work on the other pieces of chipboard, which I'm going to use Maya Road's Maya Mist on in brown. And so if you've seen that tips and tricks video, this will be a familiar process to you. But if not, this is just how you use it. I used a little bit of removable adhesive on some scratch paper. And then I used a box just to keep my work surface clean while I spray this brown Maya Mist over my chipboard. You always want to shake it up before you spray. And then get a full pump when you spray, otherwise you'll get some ink pooling at the top of the nozzle. So just give it a good spray, and then you can pull it out of the box, and it'll still be a little bit wet. So I'm actually going to set this little set of chipboard aside while I work on the other chipboard. So I'm just cutting around the outside edge of that circle, and then I'll use an X-Acto knife to take out the center. And then as soon as I have that all kind of punched out from the center, then I can start using the filing tools again, just to clean up the edges of that piece of chipboard. So I'm using the larger file for the outside edges, and this will take out quite a bit of the paper and it'll even it out. So I really love the big one. And then I'll be using the small round one for the interior of the heart to clean it up a little bit, and you'll get little shavings of paper and stuff, so you'll have to kind of clean up your work surface after you're done. And then, the other chipboard's probably about dry by now, so pull that back over, and because I used that removable adhesive, it kind of had some wet ink there, so I didn't really want to touch it. So I'm just going to put these on some scratch paper just to be sure. It dries really quick, but, since it pooled in that little area, I didn't want to get wet. This is just a vellum circle that I cut out using my Quick Cut Silhouette. I just drew a circle in the Quick Cuts, or in Illustrator, then cut it out. But you can also just cut a circle in the Quick Cut software if you're on a PC. Punch some holes in the edges. And now I have this little arrangement of chipboard shapes that I'm adhering to the vellum circle. And I'm just using mini glue dots. Those seem to work really, really well to get chipboard to stick. And I wanted the 2 brackets on there first so that I would know what the interior space looked like. And then the heart goes down. And you notice that when I laid it out, you know, so I knew how I wanted it, the U was overhanging the circle piece with the heart. So I'm only applying the glue dots to just that top edge of the U, and I'm hoping it'll hold up. These glue dots are pretty strong, so I don't think I needed any more adhesive. The only place I had the adhesive was where my finger was pressing down. And then on the back side of the vellum circle, I'm just applying some glue dots, you know, where the chipboard is already so that it doesn't show up when I place it on the card. And this pretty much finishes up the card. I think I forgot to show you the step where I punched the corner on that top corner, but I did use a Fiskars corner rounder punch for that. And I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I'll see you next week.